here, let's go with one more video about MCP, another use case of the MCP. Again, MCP is that protocol that basically connects any API to an LLM module. So, and we have already two videos as I'm recording this. One recorded by Marcos, which I highly recommend. So Marcos gives like an introduction and a pretty good use case with the Qlik environment, with the Qlik MCP server that we develop at IPC Global. And then I have a video following up on that, showing one use case with Qlik answers. Now I have another use case showing how we can connect different things. So let's get started. And let me share my screen. And I will get started showing not Claude Desktop yet, but I'll show you this Google Sheet. And I'm showing an example, a Google Sheet, but it could be like Snowflake, could be a Databricks, could be a database, it could be some service in AWS, the store there, it could be anything, it could be Qlik Cloud. But just for this example, this use case, I'm showing Google Sheet. So basically, I have this Google Sheet here called employee turnover with a few columns. I have two of those columns are empty. This is for another video where I will show how we can automatically fill out with Qlik Predict predictions using MCP. But let's get back to our Claude desktop. And let me start by asking a simple question. List my Google Sheets. Very simple question. And because it has access to my Google Sheets that's attached to my user, that's how the security was configured, then we'll be able to bring that back to my user. And I have two sheets. So that one that we saw, employee turnover, and even gives me ID in the IPC list of companies research. That's another process that we do for our sales and marketing process, and I'll cover it in this video. Great. Now let me see another piece, another MCP. So let's try. How about a database? How about Postgres? So let me say list my Postgres databases. And then again, it will be based on my access. And let me show my Postgres here. And I do have two databases, DVD rental and like the default Postgres database. And then it will be able to tell me that. So why I'm showing this different pieces is because one of the best use cases for MCP is to connect different pieces. So then it found two Postgres databases in my account, those two that I just mentioned. Great. Now, let me try something else. Let me try, for example, if I want to move the Google Sheet employee turnover to Qlik Cloud Capacity, how much capacity in, let me say in megabytes, would be consumed. So that it has to connect to my Google Sheets. It has to calculate the size. It has to take into consideration those. By the way, I did not give much context, but let's try this first interaction. And then because it has memory, this is what I want to show. It can keep context so you can do follow-up questions. So it's thinking about the answer, but I do not provide, for example, how I'm going to store them because Qlik Cloud Capacity doesn't have a database. And I did not say what kind of format. So it assumed that I want to do as a QVG because that's basically kind of a default in the Qlik platform. So using a QVG format, then it calculate and made us some assumptions about the compression rates in QVGs, calculate how many rows I have, what kind of column each row has, and it calculate all of that. So then, it actually asked me, would you like me to help you create a Qlik app to load this data? Maybe yes, but not in this use case because Mark Costa has a pretty good use case where she shows that already. So let's just repeat the use case. Now, run another simulation considering a Parquet file instead. So now basically it will do the same process, but the difference will be, and I didn't have to repeat, but the question I asked before, so it keeps the context, but it will change the compression rate from QVG to Parquet, and then it estimates, of course, we never know exactly how much will be the Parquet compression, so it gives me an estimate. So that will be the estimate in QVG, that will be the estimate in Parquet. So basically, it gave me a full summary. And because I have connected to my Microsoft 360 account, I could say, write an email with a summary of this and send to these people, or add it in my to-do list, or add Jira tasks because I also connect to Atlassian. So I can connect to different pieces. And that's the main objective of this video. All right. So this video is long enough. So I'm gonna finish here. But in the next one, I'm gonna show how we can actually use MCP to move data from one environment to another environment. So see you in the next video.